In a previous video, we saw how huge lengths of DNA manage to be stored in our tiny cells. Now the question is, how does the DNA get copied? The first thing you must know is that DNA is usually not stored so tightly wound up in chromosomes. If they were, then the instruction on the DNA would be unreadable. Our cells would not have access to the instructions they need to follow. Most of the time, DNA is bundled much more loosely. When it comes time for cells to reproduce, it has to copy all of the DNA. Here are the loose bundles. You can see the tags hanging off of them. Here you see a copier unzipping the DNA and copying both halves so that the strand of DNA becomes 2. 1, 2. The one on the bottom right is easier to copy because it copies the DNA in a forward order. Just unzip and strand. This second side is a bit more difficult to be copied. It loops off sections and then it actually copies each piece backwards. But no matter the order it's copied in, the results are 2 exact copies of DNA. By the way, this unzipping and copying that you're seeing here, doesn't matter what color the demonstration, the model is, this is a real-time video. This is the real-time speed that your DNA gets copied. Not shown here are the little bits of mechanisms that actually help correct any mistakes this little mechanism has. But you see, coming in front and in the background, you see a lot of the copies being bound back up into chromosomes. These strands of DNA get wound tightly again into chromosomes so that then they're again easier to move. So they are easier to move without tangling. The cell then grabs one exact set of 46 of them. So here we have those tightly bound chromosomes. We're scanning out and scanning out. Get to the nucleus, can see all of those strands of chromosomes. All those chromosomes get moved around, lined up, and then the cell drags one exact copy of 46 to one side and one exact copy of 46 to the other side, and then the cell membrane pinches in, and where there was once 1, there's now 2. So inside the cell, it literally looks like this. Here are 2 exact copies of the same chromosome. They have these microtubules that pull, and each one gets pulled to the exact opposite side. It's amazing how this process works. And where there was once 1, there are 2 exact copies of the same thing. Line the chromosomes up, those are that in orange that you see. The chromosomes line up, the cells pull them to the 2 sides, the cell membrane splits, now 2. This one shows them, starts in red, now more orange, lines them up, pulls them apart, And there it is, asexual reproduction. Or in us, growth.